Hi friends, in this video we are going to see how to do this Picot shell blanket. Okay, we have already seen this tutorial in Tamil, so this video is going to only be in English. I'll be sharing the link for Tamil video in the description. Okay, this is a fantastic gift you can give for a baby shower or a newborn baby, like. Okay, the colors you choose is the prominent factor in this blanket. Okay, whatever the color you choose, it should be complementing each other, it should not be contrasting each other. Okay, that's the main thing you have to notice in this. See, here I have used 4 colors. I call it sherbet colors. Okay, so I have used the purple, the orange, white, a half white, and the green color. Okay, so you have to choose your color wisely. At least choose 3 colors to make this more beautiful. You can always choose 2 colors, but again, if you choose 2 colors, you will be shifting both the colors again and again. So it will also be good, but if you choose 3 colors, it will be great. Okay, so after this we are going to see how to do the tutorial. Okay, now we are going to start. I am choosing the yellow color. I am going to do the minion pattern, so I will be using these 2 colors. Okay, so I am using 5 mm hook. If you are doing in baby soft yarn, you can always choose 4 mm hook, but the gauge will be different and you have to do more rows for the length you desire. Okay, so for that, since this is a blanket, we do not need though we will be working in a round, we will not be needing a magic circle or a foundation ring. Okay, we'll just start with the first double crochet. How to do that, I'll show you now. Okay, first chain 4, 1 2 3 4. This will be our first double crochet and a chain 1. Let me zoom in. Okay, this will be our first double crochet and chain 1. What we are going to do now, we are going to do all the double crochets in the first chain. Like this, we will not be forming any magic circle or a foundation ring, but we'll be working in the first chain of the our work. Okay, so make sure you insert into the spine of your work, then double crochet. Now we have done a V-stitch practically, that is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Now we are going to do chain 1, another double crochet. Like this we have to do 6 more times, that is we will be having 8 double crochets in total. Okay, since we are going to work as a square, we will be having 8 double crochets. Don't forget the chain 1. Okay, so by this way we avoid the extra gap which will be forming when we do a foundation ring or a circle. Okay, see, we are working on the first chain itself. The only thing you have to note this is we'll be working on V stitches and shells, and a cluster V stitch and a cluster shell, which is nothing but combination of 2 V stitch and 2 clusters. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, we are done. I'll be slip stitching into the third chain of the first double crochet. Okay, don't get confused while I'm saying cluster V stitch and cluster shell. It'll be easy when you check when you do. Okay, a shell is nothing but 7 double crochets, and a V stitch is nothing but a double crochet and a chain 1 and a double crochet. Okay, so after this round we have 8 double crochets and 8 chains. After that, what we are going to do is we have to slip stitch into the first chain space. Okay, now we are going to form the shell. What we are going to do is we have to chain 1. Okay, single crochet into the first stitch. What see, as I already told, we'll be having a V-stitch round and a shell round. So in the V-stitch round we'll be having only double crochets. In the shell round we'll be having single crochets and a shell, single crochet shell, single crochet shell. Okay, so after this is our joint. So so one space we'll be doing single crochet, and in the next space we'll be doing the shell, which is nothing but a 7 double crochet. Okay, see, like this we are going to form a shell in the next chain space. 1 2 3. Why we are doing 7 double crochet instead of 5? Because usually we will be doing 5 double crochets for a shell, because we have, this is, the name itself is a Picot shell blanket, so we want the shell to be as big as possible. So 7 double crochet, in the sense we'll be having a middle double crochet where we'll be doing a single crochet for the next round. We'll be doing V-stitch. Okay, so forget all whatever I have told. If it is confusing, just listen what we are doing. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 shell. So we have done one shell. In the next chain one space we'll be doing a single crochet. It will be buried inside the shell, but don't forget this shell. Don't do the single crochet in this shell. Okay, so we will be having 4 of these shells and 4 of this single crochet. That forms a first square. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Then do a double crochet in the next chain one space. Like this, continue 2 more shells, and we'll be slip stitching into the first single crochet. That's why in order to slip stitch only we have started with the single crochet, not with the shell. Okay, so continue and slip stitch into the first cell. We will see how to do the next V-stitch round. Okay, see, I have completed 2 more shells, and I will be slip stitching into the first single crochet. Okay, so this is how we formed our first little square. Okay, so after this, what I have already told, we will be having a V-stitch round and a shell round, right? So this is our first V-stitch round, this is our first shell round. After this we are going to do V-stitch and then shell. Okay, so what I have already told is a V-stitch cluster, right, which is nothing but a 2 V-stitch together. So for that what we are going to do is chain 4, which will be our first double crochet, and chain 1, do a double crochet in the same stitch. So this is 1 double crochet, sorry, 1 V-stitch, right? So in order to do a V-stitch cluster, we have to do 1 more V-stitch in the same stitch, but with the chain 3. 1 2 3. Okay, so now we will be doing a double crochet, chain 1, a double crochet, which is nothing but a V-stitch. This is called, sorry, this is called V-stitch cluster. Okay, so in the next round, in this V-stitch cluster, we'll be working a shell, single crochet, shell, that is called the shell cluster. Nothing to worry. Okay, so in the first single crochet we have worked double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, right? Now we have to reach this single crochet, right? We will not be working anything in the shells in the V-stitch round. Okay, so in order to reach the next single crochet, we have to chain 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Now do a V-stitch cluster, which is nothing but V-stitch, chain 3 and V-stitch in the next single crochet, right? Once you done these beginning rounds, it will be easy. It will come as practice for you while working the blanket. Okay, so you don't need to think of anything. You just do wherever you find single crochet, you have to do V-stitch, and wherever you find V-stitch, you have to do shell. That's it. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 Now in the next single crochet I'll be doing a V-stitch cluster. So one double crochet, chain 1 double crochet, chain 3, and again 1 double crochet, chain 1 double crochet. So next 1 2 3 4 5, we have reached the last single crochet. V-stitch, chain 3, and again a V-stitch 1, chain 1, and a double crochet. Okay, so now we have to do chain 5 and slip stitch into the top chain. 1 2 3 4 5. Now we have to slip stitch into the chain 3 of the 4 chain what we have already done. Thus we have formed the V-stitch round. See, this is more or like a granny square. In granny square we will be doing the corners, right? In corners what we will be doing, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, 3 2 3 rule, right? That's how we are doing the V-stitch cluster to make the corner, right? So after this, every corner we will be doing the V-stitch cluster, and every side we will be doing just a V-stitch. Okay, so wherever we have V-stitch cluster we will be having a shell cluster. Wherever we will have just a V-stitch we will be having just a shell. Okay, so now what I have already told you, this is a V-stitch cluster. We will be working a shell in wherever we find a V-stitch, right? So for that what we are going to do is, we have to do a shell in the first chain 1 space. Okay, so start 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and do a single crochet in the first chain 3 space. Okay, so if you see here, this side it ends fine, but this side it is not ending fine, right? You can see the bulged part which is not good, right? So for that what we are going to do, every time when you try to slip stitch here, okay, see I have done 5 chains under slip stitch, right? So for that what we are going to do, instead of doing 5 chains you have to do 2 double crochet and 2 chain and a double crochet into the chain 1 space, which is nothing but how we will be using the chain 3 as a substitute for first double crochet. Here we are using a double crochet as a substitute for 3 chains. Okay, so like this we will be completing the 2 chains and a double crochet, which will be our 5 chains, right? Now we will continue our shell. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, now we will be doing the single crochet. Now you can see we don't see any difference in the shell, right? So we will be continuing. So remember, whenever you are doing the last chain 5 in the V-stitch round, we have to do chain 2 and a double crochet instead of chain 5. Okay, the double crochet will be our chain 3, right? So 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, so what we are going to do is, we have to do a single crochet after the shell, right? So where we will be doing, if we do here, then there will be a gap here. So what we are doing is we have to do the single crochet in the fourth double crochet of the shell. Okay, so 1 2 3 4, that's why we have to have 7 the DC. That means we will be having a middle double crochet. So in the middle double crochet, in the middle double crochet I have done my single crochet. Now as usual we will be doing my shell, which is nothing but a 7 double crochet. Okay, so as I already told, we will be doing only V-stitch round and shell round. Okay, so in the wherever you will be finding V-stitch, you will be doing a shell, which is nothing but a 7 double crochet. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and a single crochet in the chain 3. Okay, like this I'll be continuing all the 4 sides here. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end how to start the next V-stitch round. Okay, see, I have the end of 4th row, which is a shell row. Okay, and I have slip stitch into the, sorry, I have done a single crochet in the 4th DC of the previous row. Okay, so now what we are going to do is the V-stitch round. Okay, before that what I want to tell you is, see here wherever we find the single crochet, we will be doing the V-stitch. Okay, so last time we had only the V-stitch cluster like this, right? V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch, V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch, because we have only 4 sides, right? But this row we will be having a side V-stitch here. So this will be just a V-stitch. Here we will be doing the V-stitch cluster, which is a corner. Here we will do just a V-stitch. Here a V-stitch cluster, V-stitch cluster, V-stitch cluster, right? So we will be having a side and a corner for each 4 sides, right? Okay, so in order to do the sides, if you want to change color, my suggestion is, if you are doing with the 3 or more colors, you can change color every 2 rows. Okay, 2 shell rows. Okay, if you are doing with only 2 colors, I suggest change colors after 3 rows. That way the color changing will not be abrupt, and it will be pleasant to see. Okay, so if you are see, this is my first row of shell, this is my second row of shell. When I say after 2 rows you can change color, I meant the shell rows. Okay, so for changing colors I need to show you something. If you want your blanket to be shell visible, okay, you can change color after the shell row. If you want your blanket to be as much of a square, then you can do a color change in the shell row. See here, see, in the purple I have changed after the V-stitch row, so the square is visible. But after that, okay, in the purple and the green, see, the white, purple and green, I have changed colors after the V-stitch round. That's why the square is seen, right? So after this orange, white, purple, all those I have changed after the shell row. So that's how my shell is visible instead of a square. You can see the corner, the shell is visible, right? So if you want your blanket to be of a shell type, then you can change color after the shell row. If you want it to be a square, you can change it after the V-stitch round. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know, because I made the mistake of this without knowing where to change the color. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you, if you change color after the V-stitch round, the shell will not be visible, the square only will be visible. You can see the green color and the purple, right? but in the green, white, sorry, in the orange and white, you can see the shell in the each corner and the here. By changing the color after shell row, you will be seeing a great heart like shape also. You can see the V stitch will be assigned beautifully and the shell will form the heart like structure. Okay, so if you want a square, if unless you want a square, change the color after every shell row. You can see the finished blanket. Okay, see, I have shown you. I have changed color after shell row. Okay, so that's how I am seeing a heart like structure, right? This is how it's going to be. But here if you see, I have changed after the V stitch round. See, the purple and the green I have changed after V stitch round, so it's not of a heart like structure, right? So always change color after shell row. Okay, so having this understood, we will be starting to change the color here. Okay, take the other color what you are doing, what you are having. Sorry. Right, do a slip stitch of your new color. As I already told, wherever we find the corner, there only we will be doing the V stitch cluster. In these sides we will be doing only the V stitch. Okay, so join 1 2 3 4, which is nothing but a chain, double crochet and a chain 1. Do a single crochet in the same, sorry, do a double crochet in the same single crochet to form a V stitch. Okay, so you can weave in the tail end after, because we will be doing the chain 5 only, right? So 1 2 3 4 5, you will be reaching the next single crochet. This will be our corner, so I will be doing a V stitch cluster, which is nothing but a V stitch, chain 3 and a V stitch 1 2. Okay, now chain 5, 1 2 3 4 5. This chain 5 round, chain 5 will be buried inside our shell. See, you can hardly see the chain 5 round. Okay, it will be buried inside the shell, so you don't worry. Okay, so after chain 5 we will be doing a V stitch in the next single crochet. You can clearly see where we will be doing a V stitch and where we will be doing a V stitch cluster. See, this is our side, so I will be doing only the V stitch. This is a corner, and hence the V stitch cluster. So after this, 1 2 3 4 4 5. Now a V stitch cluster. So chain, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, 1 2 3. Now a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, so this is how I'll be continuing till this round. So here we'll be joining, instead of a chain 5 we'll be joining 2 chains and a double crochet and do it here in the chain 1 space. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. Continue this round. Okay, see, I have completed this round. Cluster, V stitch, cluster, V stitch, cluster, V stitch, cluster. Now when I'm joining here, I will be doing only chain 2, and instead of chain 3 I will be doing a double crochet, and hence the shell will be equal. Okay, otherwise the shell, this starting shell will be like bulged out, which is uneven. Okay, so that's why in the last instead of doing 5 chains, you have to do chain 2 and a double crochet, where you can continue the shell, which is our 7 double crochet. Okay, so this is how you will be working till the end of your desired length. Okay, you can always do, instead of doing a big square blanket, you can always do small squares and you can attach it as a granny square. Okay, if you can stop like this in the these two rows, and you can do many more simple motifs, and you can do a blanket, or this forms a great welcome hanging. You can always do 11 or 7 of this, and you can join and hang it in the door. Okay, so the pattern is like this. You can do whatever you want with this pattern. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Now what I'll be doing, now I'll be weaving in this tail end. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, I'll be slip stitching into my single crochet into my fourth double crochet. Okay, see, this is how my first shell will look like. Okay, now I'll be doing a shell cluster, which is nothing but a shell single crochet and a shell in the corner, right? So this is how we'll be continuing. Once we stitch round, one shell round. Okay, this is the easiest pattern to work and a beautiful blanket you will get. Okay, see, you can see the flower like structure. Since I have changed color after the shell round, this is clearly visible. Okay, so whenever you are changing colors, you have to change after the shell round. That is, and for the V-stitch round you have to change colors. Okay, so continue as long as you want, right? Share your photographs with me, like our Facebook page, and subscribe to our channel. Don't miss any videos. Okay, so we'll see you in another great video, right? If you want to do anything, you just please message me in Facebook, or just comment it here. We'll do that, unless it is a copyright violation. Okay, thank you.